What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the JuiceBox, presented by Lock City. It's Claw here today, and I hope you guys are all having a great start to the week. Today we'll have episode number 121 of the JuiceBox with an outlook into the Tuesday MLB slate. But before we get into it, just a reminder that you can join our premium tier Discord at wap.com/lockcity. For only $5 per month, this gets you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. That's wap.com/lockcity. Get instant access for only 16 cents a day. All right, to recap yesterday's JuiceBox Lock, our guy Wighty gave us Vladdy 1.5 H+R+R+R. Cashed with ease, never a doubt. Shout out Wighty and shout out Vlad. So with that being said, we're going to find another winner here for today. And let's get into the slate. First game of the day, we have the Yankees at the Blue Jays. Max Fried versus Kevin Gausman. This is a Canada Day game here for the Blue Jays, and unfortunately for the Blue Jays, they have a pretty bad record on Canada Day, and now they have to face Max Fried. I like the Yankees minus 1.5 here. You can get that at plus 110. Gausman, he's been terrible versus the Yankees as of late. At New York earlier this year, he went 2 2/3, let up 6 earned runs. And then even going back to last year at New York, he had let up 5 earned runs. Versus New York, he let up 7 earned runs. And at New York, 5 earned runs. So 4 of his last 5 starts versus the Yankees, he's kind of gotten blown up for at least 4 or 5 earned runs. So I don't really see that changing today. I like the Yankees' bats here versus Gausman. And on the other hand, I like to back Max Fried. It's not really shocking. He's got a 1.92 ERA. He's 10-2 on the year. And in games that Fried has pitched, the Yankees have covered the run line here in 11 of his 17 starts. Fried also has exceptional BVP versus this Blue Jays lineup. I know they hit lefties well, but Fried in 59 career at-bats versus this Blue Jays team, they're only batting 203 off him. So I like the Yankees minus 1.5. Next up, we have the Padres at the Phillies. Nick Pivetta versus Christopher Sanchez. Pivetta comes into this one 3.36 ERA on the year, but 4.5 ERA on the road. His last few road starts, 2 earned runs at Arizona, 5 earned runs at the Giants, and 1 earned run at Atlanta. On the other hand, Christopher Sanchez at home, if there's been a weakness, it has been at home for Christopher Sanchez. Slightly worse ERA, 3.24 at home compared to 2.79 on the year. And looking at his BVP here versus the Padres is pretty good. I think my favorite bet in this one is honestly just going to be the under. I think Pivetta can pitch well. The Phillies bats haven't really shown me a reason to back them. Their last few games, they haven't really done much. They scored 4, 2, 1. They did score 13 in a random game, but then 1 before that. So they've scored 2 or fewer runs in 3 of their last 5. Padres haven't really hit lefties all year. So I think the under is pretty safe here, under 8.5. Next up, we have the Cardinals at the Pirates. Andre Palante versus Paul Skeens. Skeens is coming off probably his worst start of the year. only went 4 innings, let up 4 earned runs versus the Brewers. The Pirates are also red hot winners of 4 in a row. I think those were all his underdogs and other minus 170 favorites. I know they have the pitching advantage, but Skeens has never recorded a win versus the Cardinals. I think this is going to be the 6th time they faced him. They beat him 4 out of 5 times. So I know it's Skeens, but at this price, I'd probably just play the Cardinals at plus 140 or just stay away. I just can't get myself to think the Pirates should ever be minus 170 favorites. So if I played this one, I'd be on the Cardinals, but probably just going to stay away. Next up, we have the Twins at the Marlins. Joe Ryan versus Edward Cabrera. The Marlins have won 7 games in a row here. And Edward Cabrera has been really, really good lately. But I think this is where the win streak comes to an end here. I do like the Twins here. This is kind of one of my favorite spots of the day. I think Joe Ryan can have his way here against the Marlins here. He's been really solid all year, 2.86 ERA. And on the road, has been solid as well. 7 innings, 2 earned runs versus the Astros. 6 innings, 1 earned run at the Rays. 6 shutout innings at the Brewers. 6 innings, 1 earned at the Red Sox. 7 shutout versus the Cardinals. 5 innings, 1 earned versus the Royals. So I like the Twins here. I think overall we get the better team at a decent price here. You can get minus 142 here on the Twins. I like the Twins here. I know I say don't fade streaks, but I kind of want to fade this one here. They're just coming off a West Coast trip. They had a day off. I think this is the perfect spot for the Twins to come in and steal a game. Next up, we have the Tigers at the Nationals. Jack Flaherty versus Trevor Williams. My favorite bet in this one's just going to be the over 9.5. Trevor Williams, it's no secret he's not good. 5.65 ERA on the road, and a 5.89 ERA at home. Last few home games, he got lit up by the Cubs. He got lit up by the Braves. He fared pretty well versus the Rockies and Marlins, but it's the Rockies and Marlins. Not really the same test he's going to face with the Tigers, who have a lot of lefties in their lineup. And on the other hand, Jack Flaherty, 6.17 ERA on the road. He's been awful lately on the road. He got blown up at Tampa for 8 earned runs. He got blown up at LA. He got blown up at Houston. And looking at his splits here, I think that the lefty bats that the Nats have can give him some trouble. They're probably going to stack 7 or 8 lefties on him. Weather looks nice. It's going to be a hot day. I like the over. I like the runs. I'd also lean the Tigers on the money line. Even if we get in the shootout, the Tigers bullpen can lock it down after 5 innings. Next up, we have the Athletics at the Rays. Jeffrey Springs versus Shane Baz. The A's won this one yesterday, 6-4. I think I want to stay away here because I do kind of like the Rays, or I do kind of like the A's here. Shane Baz has really struggled at home, 5.7 ERA. Last few home starts, 5 earned versus Detroit, 3 earned versus Texas, 6 earned versus Philly, 7 earned versus KC. The A's bats kind of been hitting the last couple days here, 6 runs and 5 runs respectively. Jeffrey Springs has been really good outside of the Sacramento 3.98 ERA on the road. Also, a little revenge game for him at the Rays, but on the road he's been a lot better than at home. So I do kind of like the A's here. I'd probably play the plus 1.5, or you could play the plus 135 on the money line. Next up, we have the Reds at the Red Sox. Brady Singer versus Richard Fitz. I kind of like the Reds in this one. I just can't trust Dick Fitz here. He's got a 10.29 ERA at home. He's really struggled in almost every outing except for his last one. He kind of danced around trouble there until the end, but he only made it 4 innings. I think the Reds bats can get to Fitz here, and on the other hand, Singer, he's put together a few good starts in a row now. 3 of his last 4, 2 earned runs or fewer. He's got decent BVP versus the Red Sox. I like the Reds here, minus 105. Next up, we have the Brewers at the Mets. Freddie Peralta versus Clay Holmes. I like the Brewers in this one. The Mets have just been awful lately. They've lost like 11 to 12, and they got to prove it to me. And Freddie Peralta, he's been solid this year. 2.9 ERA. I guess he has struggled a little on the road, but there's just no way I can back the Mets right now. I would play. I like the Brewers. I also like Freddie Peralta over 5.5 strikeouts. Next up, we have the Angels at the Braves. Tyler Anderson versus Didier Fuentes. Fuentes has not looked great. He's a rookie. I think he's making his 3rd start here. Obviously a 10.8 ERA. On the other hand, we got Tyler Anderson versus the Braves. The Braves have great BVP versus Anderson, who's also struggled on the road with a 6.26 ERA on the road. He got lit up at New York, at Baltimore, at the Red Sox, at the A's, at the Dodgers. 4 home runs or more in all of those starts. I like the over in this one, over 9.5. Next up, we have the Guardians at the Cubs. Gavin Williams versus Matthew Boyd. This is where we'll find the JuiceBox Lock of the day. We'll come back to this one later. But moving on, we have the Orioles at the Rangers. Brandon Young versus Jacob deGrom. I would just play the Rangers minus 1.5 here. Brandon Young, not really good. And DeGrom, he took a no-hitter into the 7th versus the Orioles just a week ago. If anything, I would play any props in this game. I played DeGrom over 18.5 outs. The Rangers have been on a crazy streak of they played 4 straight games in extra innings, so bullpen is gassed. They're going to need DeGrom to be efficient here. Over 18.5 outs, I do like that for him. I think he can get it done. He's gone 7 innings in 2 of his last 4. I think that he can do it again. Next up, we have the Astros at the Rockies. Colton Gordon versus Chase Dollander. I would play the under 11 in this one. The Rockies haven't done anything versus lefties lately. I also like Colton Gordon's strikeouts over 4.5 as plus 125. He has hit this number. Let's see. 3 of his last 5, 4 of his last 7. Now he gets the Rockies. They're a great matchup. They're top 3 K rate versus left-handed pitching. And looking at some of the lefties lately, Quintana got 5, Kershaw got 5, Mitchell Parker got 8, Robbie Ray 5, Kyle Harrison 6, David Peterson 5, Boyd 8, Fried 7, Ranger Suarez 6, Luzardo 10, Sanchez 7, Corbin 9, Robbie Ray 8, Chris Sale 10, Lodolo 9, and then finally Abbott only got 4. So how many in a row was that? 1, 2, 3. 15 straight lefties have gotten this number versus the Rockies. I love this spot here for Gordon. Even in the elevation, I think he'll be fine. That's just 1 an inning. Not even if he goes 6. Next up, we have the Giants at the Diamondbacks. Hayden Burnsong versus Zach Gallen. I think it's finally time to play the Giants. They've lost like 5 in a row now, but I like how they match up versus Gallen, who's really struggled at home this year with a 6.29 ERA at home. Last few home starts, he got 4 earned runs versus the Padres, 5 earned versus the Pirates, 6 earned versus the Rockies, 4 earned versus the Dodgers, and Birdsong has decent numbers versus the Diamondbacks in his career. He faced them earlier this year, only let up 2 earned runs, and he's actually been better on the road this year with a 3.91 ERA. I like the Giants here at plus 112. Next up, we have the Royals at the Mariners. Michael Lorenzen versus Emerson Hancock. I would just lean the under 8.5 and the Mariners. I just can't back anything Royals or offense related with this team. The last few games, they've scored 2, 1, 9, 4, and 0. And I think I just read this stat the other day that they're like something crazy. Like if $100 better was betting the Royals team total unders for every game, they'd be up like $3,000 on the year. So, yeah, Royals and unders. Just take the team total under. Next up, last game of the night, we have the White Sox at the Dodgers. Shane Smith versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Shane Smith has really struggled lately. Last few games, 5 earned in each game. I don't think it's going to get any better for him. He might be hitting that rookie wall. Now he has to face the Dodgers. On the other hand, Yamamoto hasn't been great at home this year, 3.71 ERA. But it is the White Sox. I'm not really worried about him. If anything in this game, I would play the Dodgers minus 2.5, I guess, at plus 105. But going back to the JuiceBox Lock of the day, the Guardians at the Cubs. Gavin Williams versus Matthew Boyd. The Guardians have literally been the worst team in the league versus lefties. In almost every statistic, they're literally last. But recently, they just went. Matthew Liberatore went 6 shutout versus them. Eric Lauer, 5 innings, 1 earned run. They did get a little off of Jeffrey Springs in Oakland, in the Sacramento ballpark, though. But Jeffrey Springs, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Andrew Abbott, complete game shutout. Brandon Walters, 6 innings, 2 earned. Colton Gordon, 1 earned run in 5 innings. Max Fried shut him out. Rodon, 7 innings, 1 earned run. Skubal, complete game shutty. Kershaw, 1 earned run over 5. There were a couple lefties they got to. Robbie Ray, they did get 3 off of. And they did get 3 off of Wade Miley. But other than that, they've done nothing versus lefties, like literally all year long. Worst team in the league. And then they also told Matthew Boyd over the summer that he could walk. So this is a revenge game for him. I think he's going to shove. And on the other hand, we have the Gavin Williams facing the Cubs. Righties versus the Cubs. They have not fared well. Lance McCullers just let up 8 earned runs over 3 innings. Eric Fetty let up 7 earned runs over 3 innings. McGreevy, 5 earned runs. Logan Gilbert, 4 earned runs. Emerson Hancock, 9 earned runs. George Kirby, 4 earned runs. Freddie Peralta, 3. Chad Patrick, 4. Andre Palante had a nice start in there, but 9 of the last 10 righty starters have let up 3 earned runs or more, and 8 of the last 10 have let up 4 earned run or more versus the Cubs. Gavin Williams has a walk issue too, so I think the Cubs get all over him. JuiceBox Lock of the day is going to be Cubs first 5 run line here, -0.5. So let's see what we got. First 5 innings, Cubs -0.5, -125. That's the JuiceBox Lock of the day. Lock it in. Cubs first 5, -0.5, -125 on MGM right now. Let's lock that in. Let's cash, and we'll see you all again here tomorrow. Peace.